In this video, I'm going to be showing you the gargantuan 36-piece knife set from Wusthof under their gourmet line. And before I do that, just because I'm really not even sure it's all going to fit on the screen, let's just talk about the gourmet line and explain what it is, and we can move forward from there. Off the bat, the simplest way to explain the gourmet line is it's an entry-level knife that's meant to be a direct competitor for Victorinox and other similar knives. So it's meant to be like an entry-level, budget-conscious knife, and in order to do that, they've sort of cut costs in a couple of different ways and then sort of passed that on to the consumer. Off the bat, it is a stamped knife. It's not forged, which means they actually take sheets of stainless steel and they just cut straight into it, into the shape of the knife, and they finish it up that way. And it's made out of a 58 hardness metal, which means that it's right in the middle of the spectrum compared to other knives. Knives like Schun's are about 61, and knives like Victorinox are about a 55. So that means this knife is going to hold its edge and be much, much more resilient than a knife like a Victorinox, but it's going to need a bit more maintenance, a bit more honing, and a bit more sharpening down the road than a knife like Schun, just by virtue of it being a softer metal. Aside from that, the actual blade is cut to an 18.5 degree angle, which is a little bit thicker, a little bit bulkier than knives that are out there. So Schun's are about 16 degrees, Victorinox are about 15 degrees, and then of course the classic line by Wusthof is roughly 14 degrees. So these aren't going to be sharp enough to trim the hair off of your hand, but in terms of how you use them in the kitchen, it's not going to matter. It's going to cut through a cabbage just as easily. It's going to cut through lettuce and chicken and whatnot just as easily, so that won't really be a problem whatsoever. They come with a lifetime warranty and they're made in Germany, and I think that's pretty much it regarding these knives. Now let's actually get into what's in the set. Obviously it comes with this 35 slot knife block. It's gorgeous. It's very, very well made, just like all their knife blocks. It comes with a set of breakaway shears for easy cleaning and a honing steel, as well as this 8-inch chef's knife. Let's put that down there. Like I said, we're really going to have to work with the space here. You have this weird wavy knife, which is almost like a Santoku knife. They also have. You have a 4.5-inch utility knife. You have 8 of these steak knives, by the way, but I'm not going to put them all down because that would take up way too much space. So just put down 1. That's good enough. You have a 6-inch chef's knife. A 7-inch hollow ground Santoku knife, a 2.5-inch paring or peeling knife, a 3-inch spear point paring knife, a 5-inch stiff boning knife, a 3-inch regular-sized paring knife. Let's actually just see if we can put this right down there. There we go. You have a 6-inch flexible boning and filleting knife. Put that right next to this little guy. A 4-inch utility knife. A 2-inch bird's beak peeling knife, an 8-inch bread knife, an 8-inch slicing knife or carving knife, depending on what you want to call it, a 5-inch tomato knife with the spear tip. Let's put this one right here. A 6-inch sandwich / utility knife. I told you, it's a lot of knives. A 5-inch spreader made to use or used to make sandwiches. I told you, lots of steak knives. A 3-inch serrated paring knife, a 4.5-inch serrated utility / tomato knife, This weird looking guy is the cheese knife. I'm not sure if you can see the etching they've done on the actual blade. Let's put that down there. A 6-inch so-called salami knife, serrated as well. This crazy looking knife is called a super slicer, and it's meant to be, I guess, very good at slicing really large objects, brisket, watermelons, things like that. A carving fork, which I'll put right here. A 9-inch bread knife for some reason, because if the 8-inch wasn't enough, I think that's a little bit redundant. And a 2.5-inch straight edge sheep's foot paring knife. And don't forget, you get 6 of these steak knives. I think that's the steak knife right there. So really, this is everything that's included in the actual set. Let me know if you guys have any questions. I mean, with this set, you will have literally every knife you will ever need and then some. I'll put a link down to it below. If you guys have any questions or comments or concerns, as always, let me know. Otherwise, I will talk to you very soon.